welcome in. So this is a Sims build that I'm actually also doing a 100 Babies challenge. Okay, I know I'm slightly insane for doing that, but hear me out, it's fun. And I needed to redo their house. I wanted to make it a little bit more accessorized and a little bit more me, if that makes any sense. So we're just gonna go through, it's a little bit chaotic, but then again, my life is chaotic, and I kind of wanted to show that through. So, let's get to it. Okay, so I'm starting off with the basic squares. This is kind of what I feel is the best. I also did little porches on each level as well. As you can tell, I also put the guardrails. I call them guardrails, porch rails, whatever. Did a shrubbery fence. Made it all taller. I personally like to make my buildings on the taller side because I'm able to use more things and I'm not just able to do little. It's when it's small and you can't do much. And this is where I noticed that the roof is way too big. I made a glass roof to get a lot of more sunlight, so there's not a lot of need for lights. I definitely like things to be more on the symmetrical side of things. That is what pleases my brain. I do a lot of things that make sure that it has that small little endorphins. So there's that. 3 on each side and then 2 in the front with a door, so it makes it a lot easier. So 3 on each wall. And then here I am separating at least the basics of like where the stairs are going to go, little nooks, the kitchen, the bathroom, all of that stuff. Tried to make sure that there was at least a bathroom on each floor. And then I also made sure that there was also a master on the very top. Put in some doors because you can't really get inside the rooms without doors. I made that mistake once. Doesn't really help the Sims, they just kind of get stuck. I'm trying to go with more of a simple kind of room colors and things like that. Things that I would definitely see myself actually doing in a house instead of basics. This is where I realized I didn't have move objects on. Put a little bit of outside stuff, because taking care of a yard in IRL is very difficult. I try not to like do things overly, as in make it all over the place. Put some counters. I realized that I make my kitchens a little big. And I feel like there's nothing wrong with it. It's just apparently one of my things. Here I'm putting in just plain black cabinets. I believe this is from the base. And I also put in the sink, coffee maker, microwave, a little bit of a trash. I also putting in a little bit of lights, bar stools. I want to make sure, like, hey, you know, maybe if they wanted to cook with some herbs and things like that, it's a quite fresh sort of thing. I personally like fresh herbs whenever I make things. Granted, that's not a lot, but I also, at least I try. Here I'm going to the bathroom, a very basic. I also see now that I usually make my bathrooms on the bigger side, but like, I'm okay with that because then there's actual space. Because I'm not the skinniest of people, and I always think that bathrooms are extremely small. I can't move around, and I'm not, and it just feels wrong. So here I'm actually doing the living room, making sure I put the TV in a good place, and also rugs bring in a room. I put in a fireplace. I can speak, I can only speak. This is how usually my streams also roll, is I can totally speak. And then I also go in and do a little bit of accessories. Also have a little nook where coats and shoes would go. And then here I'm also doing the other bathroom. I try to do all of the bathrooms at the same time, make it a lot easier so I don't forget anything. As you can see that I forgot to do the accessories in the first bathroom that I did. It's just how I roll, I forget things, it's a squirrel. Here's the other bathroom. I am also doing little counters in this one as well. I noticed that it really brings the whole room together with the counters, and it's actually a quite large bathroom as well. I have little spots for a whole bunch of things. I was trying to find something to put in that little hole there, but I ended up not to. And then here I am also doing some more accessories around the house, things that I just think would liven up the kitchen and the hallways and things like that. Now I'm moving on to the bedrooms and making sure that there is beds for all of the kids. So I want to make sure that there is enough beds for all of the people that are going to be living in this house, mainly because it's part of the 100 baby challenge that I'm doing. So I have to make sure that there's, enough beds, right? Everybody gets a nightstand and a dresser and one mirror to share between the entire room. I feel like that's a pretty good kind of size, because then you're not really over giving them too much and it's not cluttering it. And it's still, they have their own space and they have their own dresser, they have their own nightstand where you might put, a phone or something along those lines. Putting a little bit more accessories and plants throughout the house, and I'm getting really hyper focused when I build things. This is one of my little special interests. I love building things in Sims. I move things around, make it seem a little bit more. I also try to put a bookcase in every one, just because you should probably have like some sort of study and like books and things like that. I put little activities in the bigger part of the hallway, just so it would still be available for people to use. Everybody's getting a rug because it's always nice to wake up and actually like put your feet on a rug. In my opinion, it's a good sensory need, at least a sensory need of mine. Putting some lights in, making sure that it's spaced out in a good way. I'm also putting a rug next to the activities and by the door as well. And then I'm also putting a rug in the hallway. I am going a little rug crazy, I know, but I like it. It's one of those little things I love. And then I'm trying to put a little bit more accessories to almost fill up some space, because I realized that I made the living room and dining room really big, and it's interesting to say the least, because I don't want to make it too cluttered, but I also want to make sure that it is a reasonable workaround. You're not gonna run into something if you are in a rush or something along those lines. There's a running rug, which I really like. I wish I had a rug like that. That'd be nice. I like rugs. And then here I am just going through and making sure that everything is in what I like proper placement wise. Like if I need to add any more accessories or maybe some posters and things like that. Just to kind of bring it more into a home kind of feeling, because you kind of need things on the wall to make it feel friendlier and homier, in my opinions. If it's nothing on the wall, it doesn't really help. And then here I make sure all of the doors are aligned. And then here you go. Each room I'm going to 360. Showing off each room, each floor. So as you can see, that was the house that I built for the 100 Baby Challenge. And I do the 100 Baby Challenge, and I'll probably be doing it a little bit next week after I build something. And it's going to be nice and simple. I think I'm on baby 20, 21, something along those lines. It's taken a quick minute, and what I do with a lot of my challenges is I'll do it for a little bit, and then once it starts to get like I'm in a rut, I will switch to just building for a little. And I have that little bit of a thing so I do not run out of the love that I have for the Sims game. And if you have any questions or anything like that, just drop it below. I used only things that are in my pack, which are, I have the basic game, I have seasons, city, I do not have city life. I also have vampire, wizard, and celebrity life. That's what I have. Those are the only ones. I will be eventually moving over to PC with Sims as well, so all of these are only console only pack stuff. So, as you can totally see, I'm on YouTube, I'm also on Twitch, I am on Twitter and all that sort of stuff, so go follow me on all of those things that you would like as TheAvatarMJ or AvatarMJ. I'm there. I am happy to do anything that pleases my brain.